Hello, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Um, welcome. I'm gonna try something a little bit different today. I'll be doing a voiceover for a recorded game this morning, and maybe I'll try live commentary in the future as well. Please let me know in the comments if you have any feedback on content related or gameplay related. And as always, please like and subscribe. Really helps motivate me. It's nice seeing big numbers. So for today's game, we have our Road to 2 Billion series, Part 3, against Green Zoro. And according to the stats, we're about 50-50 going first or second. So we really don't mind either, but we still would rather curve out going second. And as of the recording, I'm sitting at 1.6 billion versus Zoro, who was at 2.2 billion. So we got a decent player. Let's get the video started. We already mulliganed our hand. Our first hand was terrible. There's nothing to play. But our mulligan hand was really good. We got our really good curve. Tashigi on 2, Sengoku on 4, Jozu on 6. So here on the Tashigi search, we probably take Kuzan. Give us a little bit more options on our 6th dawn turn, just in case we want to play Kuzan. Otherwise, Sakazuki was a very close second. I think thinking back, I probably take Sakazuki. No, Kuzan's definitely better. I'll explain why in a little bit. So we go 4 dawn, very simple. We Sengoku search, and here it's a little bit unfortunate. Don't get a lot of variety. Have to take the 2 Garbs, and that's one of the realities of playing non-navy cards in this deck. Sometimes on your Sengoku search or Tashigi search, you don't get a lot of variety. But these blue cards like Pudding, Cavendish, Red Rock, and Jozu, they're just too generically powerful that it's hard not to run, and the impact that they have really kind of outweighs the negatives. So I'll take the risk of hitting only 1 or only going card neutral instead of card positive by 1. So our Zoro opponent plays Tashigi 5 cost on curve as expected, and when we take this 8 here, don't want to give them the 2/2Ks yet. We prefer to keep the cards in hand to defend our board this early, and also to see a little bit more, yeah, I think here we have our first big decision. It's either Jozu or Kuzan. So I end up playing Jozu, and I'll explain why. Kuzan here, if you don't have Jozu, is correct 100% of the time. But with the option of Jozu, things are slightly different. If you play Kuzan right now and freeze their Tashigi can't swing next turn, yes, but it's still another body for them on their board. And that's you gain a body, but they still have a body, but they can't swing next turn, but they can swing after. Whereas if you play Jozu, you bounce a 1k to hand for a counter that you can play as an option to search. But more importantly, you bounce their Tashigi back to hand. So when you bounce their Tashigi back to hand, you establish a 7k and they have no board. Next turn, you give them something to think about. Maybe they have to decide between Tashigi or Cavendish. And giving your opponents many options to consider sometimes will lead them to misplay. Or they can just simply play down the Tashigi again, slam it right back down, and that's okay too. Because what have we really accomplished? We bounce our Tashigi back. Next turn, we're going to go Garp into Kuzan to freeze it. So that's 2 whole turns where they only swing with leader. Whereas if we just freeze it, next turn or the turn after, they can swing Tashigi and leader. So we effectively stopped 2 attacks by playing Jozu and delaying Kuzan. So here I'm expecting a 10k swing into Jozu. If they swung 10, They swung 10. I probably would have saved it, maybe. 2 cards, keep a body, but 1 card, swing 8, that's okay. 8 here. Um, 8 here is a little bit sketchy if you go down to 2 life. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but not unplayable. But I think we want to counter out here because it only costs 2 cards, whereas maybe next few turns they're gonna swing 9s, right? So 2 cards here is save 1 life to save an extra card later. But yeah, 2 down, maybe they search, but oh no, they played that Vanderdecken. Holy moly macaroni. What the helly? Diamond on spaghetti? What are they cooking here? Are they fishing? I don't know if Vanderdecken is a good card for Zoro. Maybe they're just testing, but or it could be good into the body matchup. Who knows? But playing against Fishman Zoro, I don't think it's as scary as regular Zoro. But yeah, we just curve out again, playing Garp into Kuzan, freeze their Tashigi so it can't attack. So again, that's 2 turns where Tashigi hasn't done anything except for rest my body. And then let's see, on 8 Dawn they probably just play Mihawk. Yep, Mihawk. Swing 8. Here I think we are okay taking. We probably want to see an extra card to see something that pairs into the Garp. And we want to keep a few cards in hand. Yeah, they finally get a Searcher off. Got another Mihawk, so we're expecting another Mihawk next turn. We top deck a Tashigi, which is very good. We can search for a pair to go with Garp. What we want to see is probably Sakazuki, and we do get a Sakazuki to keep drawing and filtering. But a little unfortunate, we get 2 ice blocks. That will be going to the bottom. We haven't seen one yet in our hand, so it's a little bit concerning. But thankfully with Sakazuki, we'll be seeing at least 2 new cards every single turn. So it's not too much of a moment to worry yet. But there, I just want to really quickly say, here we want to rearrange our ice blocks in a way that if we do see the end of our deck, we want to draw into an ice block, get the 2k, and then get another ice block, and then get another 2k. And that happens sometimes. It's not all the time, but there are certain matchups like maybe that go long, like Bonnie, where you see the end of your deck. And speaking of ice block, we do get one. Here I think we just swing a 5 at the Searcher. If they want to block with the Mihawk, that's okay with us. If they do block with the Mihawk, we're just gonna send 2 8s straight at their life. They can have an extra card, it's okay. We have a whole bunch of 8k bodies. Then we just cycle later the Cavendish in our hand to swing a 9. Yep, another Sakazuki. So next turn we're probably going to play Sakazuki or Kuzan over Tashigi to fill up our Exodia board. So we saw them search a Mihawk, so we're expecting them to play another Mihawk. What else does their turn look like? They play Mihawk, maybe swing big. If they swing 7, I think we just give them an ice block. Rather not give them 2 cards here. Keep our options open, and ice block will dig us 1 card deeper as well. We'll want to find the second one if possible. And here I think, yeah, we ditched the Sakazuki. Kuzan is good, helps us survive another turn. Gravity Blade, also an option to ditch. I don't think we'll be playing that as well. Yeah, maybe Gravity Blade would have been better, but in the case they just block her up, Gravity Blade's also pretty good. And they swing 5. Here we just give them a 2 and a 1. Save our Kuzan. Hina's useful, Gion's sometimes useful, Zephyr's never can be played, so we'll just give them a 2 and a 1. We'll keep the pudding in hand in case somehow their hand size grows too big. And then 10 into life, we'll be taking this. We don't want to give them 3 cards. Alright, so here looks like a pretty simple turn for us. We're just gonna play the Kuzan, freeze their Mihawks, and then just swing a bunch into their life. Do we swing into Tashiki, their rested Tashiki? Probably not. It's much harder to defend a 5 than it is to defend a 7. So we'll do that. What are we looking at here? I think we're looking at leaving 3 Dawn up. So we can attach 1 Dawn somewhere. The reason we're leaving 3 Dawn up is to potentially bait a Dead Man's Game. I think Dead Man's Game, yeah, rest 2, so we have 1 ice block anyway. And those 2 extra Dawn I don't think will do much. So we'll leave them standing to potentially bait the opponent. Giving the opponent something to think about sometimes leads to misplays if they have too many options. So doing that is, I think, the right play there. You just keep swinging 8s. Here I'm not too worried about the restand event, if they do have it. We're just going to be winning next turn anyway. The only thing to worry about is, do we survive? So if we replay Kuzan, freeze their Mihawk, then we get 1, 2, 3, 4 swings at that restand event. And so 7, 15, 20, 30, 10, 10, 10, they can swing. I think we have the counter for that. Alright, so here either they swing 9 or 10. If they swing 9, I think we just give them 1 card and the pudding. If they do 3 10s, let's see, 10, counter. No, I think they probably want to use the restand if they had the restand event. Yeah, so 9, then we just counter out of this with the ice block and 1k, keep our 2ks in hand. We know we won't be seeing the other 2 ice blocks, so if we use the 1 ice block, we'll have 2 Dawn. It could be tempting for our opponent to use Dead Man's Game, but Dead Man's Game is usually much better if you have a Cavendish already to restand those 2 Dawn, but our opponent really low rolled, but we'll take those. Getting lucky is better than being good. Being lucky is better than being good sometimes. So we'll skip ahead. Yeah, and then just give it to Shiki. And then I think if they have the restand event, they go 9 with Mihawk, and then 2 9s with Zoro. So 9 with Mihawk we take, or maybe we counter. If we counter, we have 2 cards left. Take another 9 from Zoro. This last card has to be 1k. So if they have restand event, there's a chance we die. But if the opponent if they have both Dead Man's Game and restand event, they might overthink and play Dead Man's Game, rest these 2 Dawn, at which case they might assume we have 2 ice blocks, which will be 2 bricks if they rested 2 Dawn. So their lethal chance they might think their lethal chance is a little bit better. Swing 4, yeah, okay, they do Dead Man's Game and take the bait. They swing in 8. Yeah, we have this in the bag, so we'll take this to bait their last swing. And it was a garp, so if they did have a restand event, we do lose there. 9, we just give them the counter. And GG's. The bait worked. The fishman Zoro became the fish with our bait. Maybe I'll use that as a title. Alright, thank you for watching, everyone. Please remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment if you like the video. We'll see you in part 4, Road to 2 billion. And as of now, we are at 1.7.